Okay, here we are with our final countdown. The legendary time is ticking off, but we're ending it with a culmination unseen and unheard by other mortals. And the first thing we have to talk about is this idea of the door, okay? And my comment to Mike in our break was, you had originally started talking, and Mike, you immediately assumed a door, one side of the arch defined by the pillars, meaning that one pillar is going to have the lock, one pillar is going to have the hinges. Now, in Freemasonry symbolism, and generally, there are two doors, and they're joined at the center, and there's two locks to pick. And both pillars have hinges. And the difference between the two doors and the one door led me to suspect that if it's a two-door temple, it's controlled by who's ever holding both keys, right?
Yes. And
there's a whole complex plot level implied of us versus them. There's a conspiratorial spin. It's a, idea of the big conspiracy versus me fighting against the conspiracy. Plot level, ego, plot level, ballet. Versus one door. And that is when you enter and just become the god yourself and exit.
Right.
Now, can you give your comment on that and why you think it's important?
I'm sorry. The reason why I'm blown away, let's just deal with that quickly, then I have to explain to you. It's right here in front of me.
Excellent. Okay, 13 minutes.
No. Okay. When we're discussing the one door, that would be the cosmic, basically coming in from either side. The point being is that there are God who wants to be man, so they would be coming from the door. Steve is the hinges of the one door, and I am the lock of the one door because it's in stages. And coming from man, you need to be able to open the lock and then swing the door. Mm-hmm. And the door can swing in or out. Mm-hmm. And God to man, the door would swing outward, say if you're inside the temple.
Yep.
And if you're a man, it would swing in to the inn of the temple.
Entering the temple, right.
But in the absence of the temple, in the journey to the door, there is the swinging door, which is a unification of the red and the blue intertwined with each other in the center. Mm-hmm. There is still just one lock.
Uh-huh.
But I am the hinges on one side and Steve is the hinges on the other, and we each are our own individual doors themselves that are integrated at the lock together. So you would have to be God personified in action of man. That's the self-actualization, the mundane level, not the cosmic level. Uh-huh. Whereas you are living who you are and who you are to be at the same time. It's the only way to unlock that door in the center of yourself.
Right.
Is that you are both blue and red at the same time, unlocking that inner door. Mm-hmm. Whereas on a physical, the cosmic level, where it's in the third dimensional realm already, then it becomes the actual green coming to the door, unlocking the red of the lock, and swinging the door on the blue hinges into the purple, or the purple coming to the door, unlocking the red lock of reality and swinging into the blue hinges into the green.
Yes, I see.
And
that's suspicious.
Look.
Okay.
See how this is the center chart?
Yeah, please.
The one door.
Yes.
This is the one door.
Uh-huh.
One hinge. Two hinges.
Uh-huh.
So these are the other doors right here.
I see. Uh-huh.
That they collapse onto each other. So if you're getting to the one, that's where you get to work within the theatrical mathematical equations.
I see.
If you are not, then you need to take opposing doorways and become whole in each of them. Because each one of these makes up each side of the axis.
Right.
So you either go this way and this way, and so the yin and the yang, yin and the yang.
Choose one.
Or the wholeness.
Right.
You can't choose one. You have to be both.
Uh-huh.
Well, choose one side.
You choose one duality.
Right, one duality.
And unify either X or Y. But the vertex idea... Now, how do the two doors relate to the two charts? Is there any correlation there? The two mundane and cosmic charts, you have a different... If you're looking from the inside or outside of the doors, etc.?
Yes, because each side is... I'll use this one over here.
Uh-huh.
like each particular line teaches you how to be something. So basically, here you are you have the guide, spirituality. This is the actual equation that allows the combination of spirituality and the guide to become mythology. And here, same thing. Scientist and thinking and the equation necessary to make it logic.
Wow.
And here, the same thing. The inventor and the resourcefulness of the inventor in this equation gives you shamanism.
Wow. That's fucking awesome.
The point is, though, you have to have mastered every single line of this, and because so Mo, Larry, Curly, Shemp, in order to become friend.
Yeah.
On all of these, so you must to open this one door. But you can't open this door without opening this door at the same time. You have to be the laborer, the mythos, the logic, the shaman, the production. I mean, this is just how.
So you're just traveling the chart.
A businessman with willpower using this equation will generate the economics or the money or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but over here at the same time, in this equality, and you can do it in multiple levels. This will just unlock this usage of the whole chart itself of the center door. So by knowing the economics and on the equal opposite side, then you must master friend. Oh, geez.
Yeah. So you have to instantly be able to switch contexts at the same time and think in two contexts
and
simultaneously.
This is cosmic and mundane in and of itself.
That's why you went to a cosmic figure context on that side, right?
Wow.
Because it's me.
Yes. Yeah, these
That's
are the
my chart somehow relating to me, so it's the cosmic figures. Right, I see. That's just so fucking good.
And
because
these are the actual equations that allow the outcome.
Can you read off just one of those equations?
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you want to just see the whole, see the process. So it would be
okay. So basically, on your side, let's use psychology. Okay. Basically, the equation here, E. It doesn't make.
Oh, you go from the right to the left. That's how.
Well, you go in this way, on this way, and in this way, on that way.
Right. So you read it off.
So the prophet and the trickster. I know, but see, that's not the equation.
The equation
an
was
actor
on the
with feeling is how you would get to the theater, but
right
basically
through that equation. The actor is
Murdoch. The Murdoch, and like this is where I need to know what the plus and the minus and the equals.
Yeah, see that,
and that's where I'm missing because one of these.
Okay, 6 minutes. 6 minutes.
That doesn't. The whole
that's
point
that's application. We'll extrapolate.
The duality of the single and double doorway now makes absolute sense, but we only have functioned on this inner chart because that's what we had figured out was the way to use the inner chart without having to come together in the floor. You, me, Warren, and Greg coming together as wholes became equal opposites. So just as you and I hold the locks to a double door, Warren and Greg hold the lock to a double door too.
Well, if you and I are on the door, Warren's on the inside, Greg's on the outside, the purple green,
not
possibly.
of the double door.
Oh,
of a double door, then what it is in order to progress into reality, red, as a whole figure, blue.
Oh.
You have to either be coming from the cosmos into reality or from reality into the cosmos.
Oh, I see.
But if you are in reality and want to get to the death level or that dimension where you actualize godness, you actually have to be able to transfer through the door of time and good.
I see. Yeah.
And that was the whole equation was that if you want to be a god in reality, that you have to be filtered through good.
Right, of course.
The time thing, because then you're not compromising. Then, in other words, no one will ever know you're a god in this world because you're not allowed to proclaim it.
See here, Mike, I just want to make one comment. That elementary process of thinking that you just illustrate, how you take a symbolic formula of how the good is placed in that formula, and you instantly extrapolate what that means in terms of how it's going to impact the application of it. So the injection of the good, for example, means, well, I have to be concerned with the greater morals, etc., and the collective consciousness, consensus, etc. Right. And so here you can take the lens there, keep us aware of time. And
4 minutes.
4 minutes. So that's theatrical mathematics as a language in action.
Tengwar is what we had decided.
In
I
Newark, it
believe.
was called Tengwar, right? Yeah.
Right. And I had actually come up with a way to define, it was a Detagu, I mean, there was an actual incantation.
Tuklu me va.
Well, afterwards from San Diego that explained, holy shit.
Look at that, just quickly.
That might be what I was looking for.
Here it
So,
is.
all right, these are the equations. The first equation, the macro, which would be the cosmic equation, that me being
Influenced by Warren.
right, but
Greg,
so the red
yeah.
influenced by purple could make gray would make time as acceptable to you. In other words,
Yes.
That if you wanted a specific reality, that the only way that specific reality could happen for you wanting it to happen was that Warren would have to tell me that had to actually be possible, and Greg would have to be the one to actually actualize it. So Greg would actually be able to be the one that became the God.
Right.
So, but you would be the one to be able to dictate the God that you wanted to be in actuality.
Right.
And if Warren agreed with that, so if good allowed this particular blue player to come into being, I would force that into being through Greg.
Yes.
Okay? And on the other side, the micro side for us, that Steve influenced by Greg to move Mike is acceptable to Warren, which that basically means is that Greg would be the only person to allow you to function in reality, so to allow a player determined by you to function in reality as long as Warren said it was okay. So God could only walk as God in this reality if Warren said it was okay. But the difference between the two is this is you determining who you want. And the only way that person can come into being is by allowing Greg to be that being, and not as an individual, as time.
Yeah, I see. As
and Warren stamps it. You're like, well, we need so and so right now. Warren says, okay, Mike, we need so and so. Go get him. I go get him, and Greg allows him to actually function in reality.
And the two questions: TM squared versus the TM divided by 2.
Right.
Here and here, yeah.
The inverses, and that's how we get the actual chart actualization and the lines.
And each one's one of the parts of the big graph we just saw.
So, right, and one of them, the TM squared is quantum mechanics.
1 minute.
And the TM halved is the Newton-Einsteinian principles put in. But one's a squared principle. It's the collective unconscious and the conscious collective together.
Right, okay.
And then the halved principle is the subconscious brain and conscious. So one allows you to be the God you are supposed to be, and the other one is making everything out there think that it's no big deal for that God to be.
That's how you do it.
So we catch everybody up with what is really the truth and allow ourselves to walk as gods amongst mortals.
Yes, that's the plan, and that's how it happens.
And this is how we make it happen.
This
is the thing I was looking for the whole freaking time.
There it is. 20 seconds to record it. Now we'll privately
And this is how we make each one of us.
The subsequent revelations.
That, like Steve, that how you make yourself up is that.
My final comment now, Mike. I know you're overwhelmed.
Final comment?
I love you, the man.
You are the shit. The final comment is that we need to decide what, when, where, and then this will tell us how.
All right, that's
it.
And
unfortunately, it's going to require at least you, me, and Warren.
Yes,
because
it will.
Greg gets to have the keys handed over to him.
That's
what
nice.
I think we need to do is just remove him altogether and
final word.
That
it's all good.
You better stay in touch with me. I'll hunt you down on my own.
Oh yeah! All hail Abraxas Isis. Nice.
The
mother. Isis the mother. Abraxas the process. Dun dun dun. Oh, it's flashing off.